when it comes to business, most people make the grave mistake that money is a currency of business when that's false. It's not. It's actually trust. If you are able to earn trust at scale, you will be able to change your life. Doing this will put you in a position where you never have to do outbound again, and you can get people to come to you. And I know this personally because this is the only reason why I ever started creating content on LinkedIn, because I told myself I really hate cold call and I'm going to try this thing called content. And within 60 days, I was able to go from 100% outbound to 100% inbound and never look back. And the goal of this is really when your prospects need or want whatever it is that you provide, you should be the only person that they think of, or you should be the first person that they think of. If that's not happening, then you're not reaching enough people or doing it consistently enough, or your messaging is not clear enough. Content puts you in a tremendous position of leverage. Disclaimer, there is no shortcut to if you are looking for some magic pill, please leave now. There's no shortcut to earning trust. It will require you getting uncomfortable. It will require you getting on video. It will require you going live once in a while. It will require you being the type of business owner that prioritizes helping people at scale before they ever even pay you. 20 years ago, people would book a consultation, 30 minutes on their calendar to figure out if they trust that person. They're not going to do that now. Nobody's going to book a consultation with you unless they already trust you. People don't have time for that. And there's more competition. But the other disclaimer is that if you stay on this path, it could completely change your life in ways that you couldn't even imagine. In 2024, content is not optional. Content is necessary, and here's why, especially on LinkedIn. All right. So this is literally what I would do if I were to start over today. This is going to be 90 days in 3 phases. Phase 1, you're going to start with video. If you don't like that idea, if you're not willing to do video, I would leave. The reason why we start with video is because your competitors are less likely doing video than text posts. At this point, with the AI tools available, a lot of your competitors are doing text posts. Whether they're doing it well is a different question, but whatever. But they're doing them. They're doing the image posts. So when I'm looking at a strategy in a landscape, including LinkedIn, you could choose to be in something that's called the red ocean, where everyone is trying to eat each other and kill each other, and there's a bunch of competition and there's blood in the water. Or you can choose the blue ocean, right? The blue ocean is where you don't have competition because you're choosing the path where other people are not willing to go. You're being different. You don't have to compete. It's your own blue ocean. A great example of this is the company called Red Bull. When Red Bull started building their brand, every consultant, expert came to them and said, if you want to go up against Coca-Cola, your drink needs to be bigger and cheaper. That's what everyone told them. And what did they do? They created an energy drink, not a soda. They created a smaller drink and they made it more expensive. They chose their blue ocean while all the other people were competing, trying to just kill each other in the red water. So if I were to start today on LinkedIn, I wouldn't ask myself, what's going to be the easiest for me? And that's what people tend to do, right? You need to start asking yourself, what's the best for my potential client? And be honest. Would that be text, or would it be them seeing you, hearing your voice, seeing you explain things maybe on a board, seeing your personality, knowing who you are, that you're actually a real person? It's not about what's easiest for you. It's about what's best for your potential client. What I would do is 1 video a day for 30 days, a short video. By short, anywhere between 30 seconds and 2 minutes. There's less competition. So you're automatically giving yourself an advantage. You're also forcing yourself to practice a skill that could compound and completely change your life over time. Think about it. Who wants to do a course? Who wants to do webinars? Who wants to do challenges? Who wants to do B2B trainings for for companies. All of those things are going to require what? Video. You can choose not to do it. And then when you go film your course, you don't have the same level of skill set as someone that's already practiced. You go to do that webinar, you don't have the same level skill set. So you're putting yourself in the best position to succeed in the future because you're practicing these skills. You can fight human psychology and brain biology, all of that. Good luck. I don't fight that because if the brain research says that people are more likely to remember video, and I have maybe one chance to be remembered by them that day, I'm going to choose video. And like I said, short videos a stepping stone to live video, short videos a stepping stone to longer videos, short videos a stepping stone to courses, short videos a stepping stone if you ever want to do a YouTube channel. Right now, we're growing on YouTube, and I would have never been able to do what we're doing on YouTube had I not done a couple of years of short video and learn these skills, because I'm a complete shy introvert. My first video, I was shaking. I have transformed as a person. That's phase one for 30 days. Now, there's so much nuance to this, right? Because the real skill is, what do you do in your videos? What questions do you answer? How do you deliver them? With what energy? Because every single one of us can be given the same thing to say in a video today, and all of the results would be completely different. So that's why that practice is so important. Phase two, convert with live. So once you do one video a day for 30 days, you don't have to upkeep that because you've already learned skills. Phase two, you're going to do one live video every week, one LinkedIn newsletter every week, 2 short videos, 2 images, and 1 text post. So this is what I would do in phase two. Phase two is another 30 days. Based on our experience and the experience of our clients, once you get to this phase is when you really can start to monetize. If you do 4 live videos and you do not monetize, there's something wrong with the messaging and with the delivery 100% of the time. So if you do 4 live videos and you're not getting consultations, you're not getting email addresses to your landing page, whatever, there's something wrong with the messaging. But you don't just want to go live the first week without phase one, because you're learning things, you're building your confidence, you're building community, you're getting in front of your audience so that when they get the invitation to your live video event, they're more likely to accept because now they've seen you more often. Phase three, data double down. I see so many coaches, small business owners make emotional decisions. I ask them, why did you go from this to this? Oh, because I felt like it. I saw someone else do it. When they have data that they can use. Now, the caveat is if you do not do phase one or phase two, then you can't go to phase three because you won't have the data. In our recent cohort, we just got to this phase with them for LinkedInpreneurs. And guess what? They have the data. So now all of them can make data-driven decisions for their personal brand for the next 6 months because they've done the work and they have the data. If you are not consistent enough during phase one and phase two, you won't be able to make data-driven decisions. So every single time that you are like, oh, I don't feel like posting, or oh, this or that, it's really understanding you're sacrificing a data set for your long-term decisions. So in this phase, you're going to double down on the top 3 types of content that drive your one goal the most. This is not the same for everyone. For some people in this phase, they may be getting all of their clients from LinkedIn newsletters and LinkedIn lives. And in that case, that person, what would they double down on? LinkedIn lives and newsletter, right? But without the data, they won't know. Double down on the top 3 topics of content. And this is done with AI, and it's very simple to do. It is critical to look at the right data. So this is a big mistake that some people make, is that they'll look at their views and their impressions, and they'll be like, we should talk more about this one that got the most views. But because they don't have accountability for internal tracking, what they've missed is that the other post that got less views drove their metric the most. So it's very important to track. If you go live and you get 5 consultations, and then the next 3 times you go live on different topics and nothing happens, what would you do? Do more content from the first live. And I know this sounds so simple, but people do not do this. All right. What percent of people do you think will make it to phase 3 and have enough data from phase 1 and 2? 1%. 99% of people will not make it to phase 3, like I said, because they will not have done the work in phase 1 and 2. And after working with hundreds of clients who have gone on to create content on LinkedIn consistently, I could tell you some of the reasons that get in the way. This is what we usually convince ourselves is the reason why we don't create content. So people will say, I don't have enough time. Remember, when you're saying that, you're saying, I don't have enough time to help people at scale and potentially completely change my life in a year. I don't have a fancy camera or a fancy microphone. The strategy has to be perfect before I start. No one wants to hear what I have to say. I don't like how I look. You'd be surprised how many people, when they start working with us, they don't like necessarily the idea of video, but they're willing to do it. And this is actually one of the concerns. I'm too old to start now. My colleagues that I used to work with 10 years ago that never did anything for me, but for some reason I still care about slash network are going to think it's stupid and talk about me and judge me. This is a big one, actually. I don't have the tech skills to do the fancy editing. I don't want to come off as bragging and cheesy. Am I hitting the mark here? I tried on other social media or LinkedIn before and it never worked, even though I didn't really try. I just posted 3 times and I don't want to feel that way again. And it really comes down to this. That is just fear trying to cloak itself in excuses. Sometimes it's fear of failure. Sometimes it's fear of success. Sometimes it's knowing that if you do succeed with this thing, your life will not be the same. But all of it is fear, and fear is a liar, and fear will keep you from fulfilling why you're here, which is to help other people. God bless you. Ciao.